There comes a moment in every man's life where he looks into the mirror, not at his reflection, but at his reality. He doesn't just see the face staring back at him. He sees what he's settled for, the dreams he buried, the battles he avoided, the power he never claimed. And in that one silent stare, the question hits him like a thunderbolt. Is this it? That moment, though it feels like defeat, is actually the beginning of destiny. Because until you face the truth of where you are, you'll never rise into who you were born to become. And that's where the path to becoming a millionaire begins. Not with money, not with luck, not with timing, but with truth. Ruthless, raw, undeniable truth. We've been sold a lie. That wealth is only for the chosen few, that success is some rare lightning bolt that strikes at random. But study the lives of every self-made giant, Carnegie, Rockefeller, Jobs, Oprah, Musk, Disney, Ford, and you'll see the same pattern emerge. It wasn't fate, it was principle. It wasn't luck, it was law. Because wealth isn't accidental, it's intentional. It follows a formula, ancient, proven, and mercilessly demanding. And it starts with one word: decision. Not the kind you whisper in passing, not the kind that fades with distraction. I'm talking about the kind of decision that carves itself into your soul with fire. The kind of decision Hernan Cortez made when he burned the boats so his men had only one path: forward. No retreat, no plan B, just the war and the win. That's millionaire rule number 1. Decide and never look back. Because the man who wants a way out will always find one. But the man who has burned the exit behind him, he becomes unstoppable. Until your desire becomes obsession, until your decision becomes identity, you're still dancing with poverty. And poverty is a liar that speaks in comfort. It whispers, "You're doing enough," when you haven't even scratched the surface. It tells you to rest when you haven't earned it. It flatters your ego while it steals your future. But wealth is brutal in its honesty. It demands that you earn every inch. Every breakthrough comes laced with blood, sweat, and the silence of sacrifice. And only those with the clarity to see beyond the struggle and the vision to hold their course ever make it to the mountaintop. You want to become a millionaire? Then carve this into your consciousness. No one drifts their way into fortune. You fight your way there with vision and precision. When Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before creating the light bulb, people laughed. They mocked. They doubted. But Edison had something they didn't: clarity of purpose. He wasn't chasing money. He was chasing a mission. And when you live with that kind of fire, the world bends to your will. Because the second tip, the second law, is this: know exactly what you want, down to the molecule. You cannot hit a target you cannot see. Vague desires create vague results. The universe does not respond to maybe. It responds to certainty. Crystal clear, soul-level intention. Do you want to earn $1 million? Then describe it. Break it down. Where will it come from? What value will you give in exchange? What sacrifices are you willing to make? Millionaires think in detail. They plan like generals going to war. They don't hope for riches. They design them. When Napoleon Hill sat with Andrew Carnegie, arguably the wealthiest man of his time, Carnegie revealed that wealth wasn't reserved for the elite. It was accessible to anyone who would master their thoughts, organize their plans, and never retreat. He issued a challenge to Hill to study the world's greatest minds and distill their secrets. That study became Think and Grow Rich, and every millionaire since, whether knowingly or not, has followed its blueprint. So what's your blueprint? Your life is not a product of what you want. It's a product of what you expect. What you demand of yourself when no one's watching. What you hold in your mind with such intensity that reality has no choice but to align. That's the difference between the dreamers and the wealthy. Dreamers talk, the wealthy decide. Dreamers wait, the wealthy move. And that brings us to the third law of wealth: relentless, intelligent action. Not just motion, not busy work, not the illusion of productivity. I'm talking about action that moves the needle. Action that creates momentum. Action that stacks, compounds, and creates leverage over time. Henry Ford didn't revolutionize the world by working harder than everyone else. He revolutionized it by thinking better, by seeing patterns others missed, by creating systems that built wealth on autopilot. Millionaires don't chase every dollar. They build machines, systems, strategies, engines that create value while they sleep. And that starts with you treating your mind like a war room, not a playground. If your habits are sloppy, your life will be too. If your time is disrespected, your future will be too. If your mind is scattered, your money will be too.
And when the shift begins, when your thoughts align, when your habits match your vision, you'll start to notice something strange. The world starts responding. People treat you differently. Opportunities appear where there are once walls. You'll be called lucky, but you'll know the truth. You changed first. Everything else just followed. This is the inflection point, where the world bends to the will of a man or woman who has become the future they once only imagined. The marketplace pays you according to your value, not your intentions, not your hard work, but the value you bring. And value is born out of mastery. So here is your next commandment. Become undeniably valuable. Study your craft like your life depends on it. Become so skilled, so precise, so excellent at what you do that the world has no choice but to pay attention. You don't get rich hoping to be noticed. You get rich by becoming impossible to ignore. Do what others won't. Stay longer. Learn deeper. Show up sharper. That's the law. Steve Jobs wasn't just a designer. He was a visionary obsessed with perfection. He didn't just want to sell computers. He wanted to change how humans interact with technology. And that obsession made him a billionaire. Are you obsessed? Or are you still negotiating with mediocrity? The truth, most people dabble. Millionaires master. Most people quit after 30 days. Millionaires compound for decades. Most people chase the next shiny object. Millionaires stay locked in on one obsession until the world bends. You need to go from interested to unreasonable. Unreasonable with your goals, unreasonable with your standards, unreasonable with your level of ownership. Because if you don't own your outcome, someone else will own you. This is the part where average people turn back, where they say, it's too hard, it's taking too long. And in that moment, they give up not just a goal, but an entire future. But you're not average. You're not here for comfort. You're here to evolve, to climb, to conquer. And yes, it's going to take everything you have. Every ounce of energy, focus, hunger, and grit. But if you give it, if you go all in, you'll look back one day, standing in the house you built, running the empire you forged, surrounded by the life you created, and you'll realize it was worth every second. Because the wealth isn't the destination. The money isn't the reward. The man or woman you become on the journey is the real prize. You become decisive. You become powerful. You become focused. You become unshakable. That's why the goal isn't just to make a million. It's to become the kind of person who can't help but create millions over and over again because of who you've become. This is wealth from the inside out, not some gimmick, not some hustle. This is you, reborn, refined, ruthless in purpose, soft in spirit, and immovable in your mission. And the mission is simple. Elevate your life so high that you become a lighthouse for others still lost at sea. Because when you rise, you light the path. You give your family permission to dream again. You show your children what's possible. You become the living, breathing example of what happens when a soul wakes up and says, "Enough of the lies. I was born for more." And you were. There's no more time to waste. No more distractions to entertain. No more weakness to feed. You're either building your empire or digging your grave, one decision at a time. So what will it be? Will you keep talking? Or will you finally act? Will you keep waiting? Or will you finally move? Will you keep playing small? Or will you finally step into your full, undeniable, unshakable power? This is your life. This is your moment. And millionaires are not made in comfort. They are forged in fire. So light it. Absolutely. Here's the next powerful continuation of your cinematic voiceover flow. Strike the match. Burn the doubt. Burn the fear. Burn the version of you that waits, hesitates, and second guesses. Let it die. Because everything you want, every level, every breakthrough, every ounce of wealth and freedom is on the other side of that fire. This is not about motivation anymore. This is about transformation. You're standing at the edge of a cliff and you have two choices. You either jump and grow your wings on the way down, or you stay safe, stuck, and silently suffocating inside a life that was never meant for you. Millionaires are not built from safety. They are born in risk, in sacrifice, in faith. Faith in something bigger than fear. Faith in the unseen. Faith in the becoming. And if you want to become a millionaire, you must live there, not in fantasy, but in future-focused faith. You must make bold moves with shaky hands. You must act before the plan is perfect. You must speak abundance in the face of lack. And you must take the shot, even when your legs are trembling. That's what separates the winners from the watchers, the doers from the dreamers, the legends from the lost. Courage. Raw, relentless, unapologetic courage. Not the kind that waits for the applause. The kind that moves before the world understands, before the outcome is certain, before the map is drawn. Because the greatest wealth ever built came from people who moved while others hesitated. They took the risk. They built the thing. They wrote the book, made the call, started the company, posted the idea, sold the product, asked for the money, knocked on the door. They weren't ready, but they went anyway. So what are you waiting for? Permission? You already have it. Validation? It's irrelevant. Resources? You'll find them on the path. All you need now is a decision. To step into the unknown. To walk like it's already yours. To speak like it's already done. To become the kind of person who looks back one day, not with regret, but with fire in their eyes, and says, "I built this. I paid the price. I walked through the fire. And I rose." This truth cut through every excuse. The version of you that earns millions is already inside you. It's not in the future. It's waiting right now for you to activate it. And you activate it through alignment. Align your thoughts with your goals. Align your actions with your vision. Align your emotions with your beliefs. Millionaires move in alignment. They don't just talk wealth, they think it, breathe it, execute it, live it. Their words are sharp. Their habits are non-negotiable. Their circles are strategic. Their environments are intentional. Their energy is protected. They treat time like a weapon. They treat decisions like declarations. And they treat their life like a legacy in the making. You want wealth? Stop chasing the money and start chasing mastery. Because here's the secret no one tells you. Money is the byproduct. Mastery is the cause. Master your mindset. Master your skill. Master your time. Master your message. And the money will come by force of law. This isn't magic. It's math. It's cause and effect. You become the kind of person who delivers so much value to the world that compensation becomes inevitable. It's not if, it's when. But only for those bold enough to commit to the climb, to endure the seasons, to stay in the game when others tap out. Because this is not a sprint. It's not a highlight reel. It's a lifetime of becoming. You won't feel like it most days. You'll be tempted to quit. You'll be tempted to settle. You'll want to retreat to comfort. But that's when you remember. Comfort is a cage, a velvet-lined trap, a slow death for people with greatness in their blood. You don't need comfort. You need calling. And your calling is not to stay safe. It's to rise, to build, to become a force. You are not here to blend in. You are not here to repeat the past. You are not here to work, eat, sleep, and die without ever tasting the fire that was planted inside your spirit the moment you took your first breath. You are here to build something eternal. Not just money, not just assets, but a legacy, a new lineage, a signal fire in your bloodline that says, it changes with me. The poverty ends here. The fear ends here. The average ends here. I am the one who rises. I am the one who rewrites the story. I am the one who becomes so powerful, so focused.
Now, it's time to sharpen your vision. Because clarity is the beacon that guides every millionaire through the fog of doubt and distraction. You must see your goal with such vivid detail that it consumes your mind and fuels your every action. Not just the numbers in the bank, not just the material possessions, but the life that money will create. Picture the freedom, the time, the peace, the ability to wake up every day and choose how you live, without fear, without limitation. See it, feel it. Live it in your mind as if it's already yours. Because the mind doesn't know the difference between what's real and what's vividly imagined. When your vision is clear, your subconscious begins working for you. It sends signals to your brain to scan the world for opportunities aligned with your goal. Doors you never noticed begin to open. People who can help appear in your path. Ideas flow freely like a river after the storm. This is not wishful thinking. This is strategic mental engineering. Millionaires do not stumble upon success. They design it. And it all starts with clarity. So write down your vision. Make it concrete. Make it unshakable. Let it be your North Star through storms and setbacks. When the chaos of life threatens to pull you off course, return to your vision. Let it remind you why you endure, why you sacrifice, why you keep moving. Clarity breeds confidence. Confidence breeds action, and action breeds results. Remember Henry Ford, who once said, "Whether you think you can or you think you can't, you're right." Belief is the engine. Clarity is the fuel. Action is the vehicle. Without one, you stall. Without two, you wander. Without three, you fail. You must have all three. Every day. No exceptions. This is how you step from dreaming into becoming, from planning into doing, from wishing into winning. The millionaire life is not given. It is earned by those who see clearly, believe fiercely, and act relentlessly. So now take a deep breath. Steady your heart. Look ahead and move forward. The life you want is waiting. Not for luck, not for permission, not for perfect timing, but for you, the one who chooses to rise to belief. Belief so deep, so unshakable that no storm of doubt can extinguish it. Belief that whispers in the darkest hours, I am capable, I am worthy, I am destined for greatness. Because without belief, clarity becomes cold and hollow. Without belief, vision fades into wishful thinking, and wishful thinking never builds empires. You must believe not just in your goal, but in yourself, in your ability to overcome setbacks, in your power to learn and adapt, in your capacity to grow beyond every limitation that has ever held you back. Think of Walt Disney. He was told he lacked creativity. He was fired for not having imagination. But he believed in his vision so fiercely that he built a world where dreams come alive. Belief turned rejection into fuel. Belief transformed no into not yet. Belief is the lifeblood of every millionaire's journey. So ask yourself, do you believe in yourself as fiercely as you believe in your goal? If not, that's where the work begins. You must cultivate belief like a gardener tending a fragile seed. Water it with affirmations, nurture it with action, protect it from the weeds of negativity, and watch it grow into a mighty oak that stands unshaken in any storm. Belief is your fortress, your sanctuary, your secret weapon. Without it, the path is dark. With it, even the steepest mountain becomes climbable. So stand now and speak truth to your soul. I believe in me. I believe in my mission. I believe in my power to create wealth and impact. Repeat it until it becomes your reality. Because when belief and clarity collide, you become unstoppable. And unstoppable is exactly what it takes to become a millionaire. With belief ignited, the next essential force is discipline, the relentless engine that transforms dreams into reality. Discipline is not a momentary burst of willpower. It is a daily, non-negotiable commitment to your vision, regardless of how you feel or what obstacles arise. It is waking up before the world stirs, pouring your soul into your work while others chase distractions. It is saying no to comfort when comfort threatens to dull your edge. It is choosing the hard path again and again because you understand that easy roads lead nowhere worth going. Consider the life of Thomas Edison. He didn't invent the light bulb in a flash of genius. He spent thousands of hours experimenting, failing, refining. His discipline was unwavering. His commitment to the process was absolute. Discipline is what kept him going when the world told him to quit. It is the heartbeat of every millionaire's journey. Without discipline, your vision is just a fantasy. Your belief is just a hope. Your talent is just potential. But with discipline, you build momentum. You create habits that compound. You forge a character that commands success. So build your fortress of discipline brick by brick. Set routines that protect your time. Eliminate distractions that sabotage your progress. Hold yourself accountable when motivation wanes. Because motivation is fleeting, discipline is permanent, and permanent is what builds empires. Remember, your millionaire self does not negotiate with excuses.
It does not bend for temptation. It does not falter in the face of fatigue. It commits. It persists. It wins. Every day.
Take a moment to feel it, the full weight and power of what you are becoming. This is no longer just a dream or a goal. It is your identity. You are a creator of wealth, a builder of empires, a leader who shapes not just their own future, but the future of everyone you touch. This identity demands everything from you. It demands clarity when confusion reigns. It demands belief when doubt creeps in. It demands discipline when motivation fades. It demands action when hesitation tempts. It demands resilience when the world pushes back. It demands constant learning to stay ahead. And above all, it demands gratitude. Gratitude for the journey, for the struggle, for the growth. Because gratitude transforms scarcity into abundance. It turns frustration into fuel. It opens doors where once there were walls. It is the invisible force that attracts not only wealth, but peace and fulfillment. So stand tall with gratitude burning in your chest. Thank yourself for the battles fought. Thank yourself for the victories won. Thank yourself for the person you are becoming. Because this journey is sacred. Your millionaire life is not just about money, it's about mastery. Mastery of self, mastery of mindset, mastery of purpose, and mastery of impact. So now, go forward with fire in your soul and steel in your will. Build the life that honors your highest self. Become the millionaire you were born to be. The world is waiting. Rise and claim it. Here is the next continuation, maintaining the powerful cinematic flow. Remember this, wealth is not a destination, it is a journey, a lifelong commitment to growth, to excellence, to relentless pursuit. The millionaire's path is a path of transformation. Every step forward reshapes your mind, your habits, your very being. It demands patience when results are slow. It demands courage when the world doubts. It demands unwavering faith in yourself when the shadows grow long. You will face setbacks. You will face critics. You will face moments when giving up seems easier than pushing through. But these moments are not signs of failure. They are tests of your resolve. Each test passed strengthens your foundation. Each challenge overcome builds your legacy. Because millionaires are not made by comfort. They are forged in the fire of persistence. So when doubt creeps in, remind yourself, your vision is bigger than fear. Your purpose is stronger than pain. Your will is mightier than any obstacle. Keep moving, keep learning, keep building, keep believing. Because with every step, you are closer to the life you deserve. The life only a millionaire mindset can create. Absolutely. Here's the next powerful continuation with the same seamless intensity. Now, let's speak about gratitude, the secret alchemy that transforms wealth from mere numbers into a life of profound fulfillment. Gratitude is the millionaire's secret weapon. It's what keeps the soul anchored when the storm rages. Because no matter how high you climb, without gratitude, you are adrift, a ship lost at sea. Gratitude rewires your brain to notice abundance instead of scarcity. It turns what you have into enough and more. It grounds your ambition in humility, reminding you that every success is built on countless unseen hands, countless silent prayers. Think of Oprah Winfrey, who, despite immense wealth, constantly credits gratitude as her guiding force, a practice that keeps her heart open and her purpose clear. Gratitude is not a passive feeling, it's an active discipline. Each morning, name what you are thankful for. Each evening, reflect on the victories, big or small. Celebrate progress, not perfection. When you practice gratitude, you invite more blessings into your life. You attract more opportunities. You build deeper relationships. You become magnetic, not just to wealth, but to joy, peace, and purpose. So as you build your empire, carry gratitude like armor. Let it fuel your fire. Let it deepen your resilience. Let it expand your vision. Because the richest lives are those filled with thankfulness, not just dollars. And in gratitude, you find the true meaning of wealth. Certainly, here is the next continuation, maintaining the immersive, powerful flow. Now, as your journey to millionaire status unfolds, one truth becomes clear. Adaptability is the lifeline that keeps your vision alive. The world will never stand still. Markets shift, technologies evolve, unexpected challenges emerge. Those who cling rigidly to old ways, to outdated plans, fall behind. But millionaires, true millionaires, embrace change as an opportunity, not a threat. Look at Henry Ford, who revolutionized manufacturing not by clinging to tradition, but by daring to innovate. Look at Edison, who tested thousands of materials before finding the filament that changed the world. Your ability to adapt, to pivot, to learn from failure and adjust your course determines not just if you succeed, but how quickly and how deeply. Adaptability is the mindset that says, if the door closes, I'll find a window. It's the courage to try new strategies when old ones fail. The humility to seek new knowledge when what you know isn't enough. The resilience to bounce back not just from setbacks, but from change itself. You must become like water, fluid, powerful, unstoppable. The millionaire's path is rarely a straight line. It's a dance of persistence and flexibility. So embrace change, harness it, use it as fuel for growth, and watch as your vision evolves into a reality greater than you imagined. Absolutely, here's the next powerful continuation flowing seamlessly with the same intensity. And as you navigate this ever-shifting landscape, never forget the power of purpose, the magnetic force that aligns your wealth with meaning. Purpose is the soul's compass, guiding every decision, every sacrifice, every step. It is what turns money from a goal into a tool to create impact, to lift others, to build a legacy that outlasts you. Andrew Carnegie wasn't just a millionaire, he was a philanthropist who built libraries and schools driven by a purpose bigger than himself. When your wealth is tied to purpose, it becomes unstoppable. It fuels perseverance when the journey gets tough. It sharpens focus when distractions abound. It ignites passion that no setback can extinguish. Without purpose, wealth is hollow, a castle built on sand. With purpose, wealth becomes a lighthouse, a beacon for those who follow. So dig deep. Find your why. Let it blaze so brightly that it outshines every fear and doubt. Let it be the fire that powers your millionaire journey, because the richest lives are those lived with heart. Absolutely. Here is the next continuation, keeping the flow alive. Now, with vision clear, belief unshakable, discipline forged, action relentless, resilience unbreakable, adaptability fluid, and purpose burning bright, you hold the blueprint to become a millionaire. But here's the final truth. The journey is yours alone. No one will build your empire for you. No one will fight your battles or sacrifice your comforts. No one will endure your pain or celebrate your victories. You must be the architect and the warrior, the dreamer and the doer, the student and the master. So rise every day with fire in your heart and steel in your will. Show up when it's hard. Keep moving when it's easier to quit. Invest in yourself when others doubt. Believe in your vision when it feels distant, because your millionaire self is waiting for you to claim what's already yours. Rise now, rise rich, and live a life that proves the impossible is possible. Seamlessly, continuing. This is the moment your story pivots. The moment you shed the old skin of doubt and fear. The moment you step into your power with unwavering conviction. No more waiting for signs. No more excuses. No more distractions. Because the millionaire life demands your full presence, your absolute commitment, your relentless pursuit. You have within you everything you need: the strength, the vision, the resilience, the discipline, the fire. Now it's time to act, to build, to rise, to...
Absolutely, continuing seamlessly with that same powerful energy. And as you forge ahead, understand that time is your most precious asset, far more valuable than any dollar. Millionaires grasp this truth instinctively. They guard their hours like a fortress, knowing every moment spent distracted or idle is a moment stolen from their future. The rich don't chase time, they own it. They wake early armed with purpose. They focus intensely, cutting through noise and clutter like a laser. They say no to the trivial, the draining, the meaningless, because every no they utter is a yes to their vision. Learn to master your time. Plan it with precision. Protect it fiercely. Invest it where it multiplies. Your millionaire journey demands that you become a steward of your minutes and hours, because how you spend your time today shapes the wealth you build tomorrow. The clock is ticking. The question is, will you be the master of your time or its slave? Choose wisely. Choose power. Choose to rise. Now, as you stand on the edge of your future, know this: your mindset is the architect of your destiny. Millionaires cultivate a mindset that refuses to settle for less, that sees obstacles as opportunities and failure as feedback. They think like winners, act like champions, and expect success as a given. You must do the same. Reject the voice inside that says you're not enough. Silence the doubt seeded by fear and past pain. Feed your mind with thoughts of possibility, power, and promise. Speak to yourself like a champion, for your inner dialogue shapes your outer reality. Napoleon Hill taught us that what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So conceive greatness, believe in it fiercely, and act with unwavering faith. Your millionaire self is waiting for you to claim your power, to own your greatness, to build the life you deserve. Rise now, rise rich, rise unstoppable. But don't mistake confidence for arrogance. True millionaire confidence is rooted in humility, the humble understanding that you are always a work in progress. It's the willingness to learn, to listen, to grow beyond your current limitations. It's the quiet strength that allows you to admit mistakes, pivot when necessary, and keep moving forward with grace. Remember, the greatest leaders, Carnegie, Ford, and Lincoln, were not perfect. They stumbled, they failed, they faced criticism, but they rose time and again with humility and fierce determination. So embody that humility. Stay hungry for knowledge. Stay open to feedback. Stay flexible in your approach. Because arrogance blinds you to growth, while humility unlocks your true potential. This balance between confidence and humility is the secret weapon of every lasting millionaire. Hold it close, guard it fiercely, and let it guide you as you build your empire. And as you move forward, never underestimate the power of persistence, the quiet, relentless force that outlasts talent, luck, and even initial success. Persistence is the grit that keeps you grinding when motivation fades. It's the steady march through rejection and setbacks. It's the refusal to quit when the world tells you to give up. Consider J.K. Rowling, who faced countless rejections before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon.
Or Colonel Sanders, who was turned down over 1,000 times before Kentucky Fried Chicken became a household name. These stories aren't about luck. They're about the power of persistence. The millionaire understands that failure is temporary, but quitting is permanent. So you must cultivate a spirit that keeps pushing forward no matter what. Because every step forward, no matter how small, brings you closer to your goal. Every moment you refuse to quit is a victory over mediocrity. Make persistence your creed. Let it drive you through the darkest nights and the hardest battles, because the millionaire life belongs to those who never give up. As persistence fuels your journey, remember that gratitude is the light that keeps your spirit alive and your vision clear. Gratitude grounds you in abundance, even when the world seems to offer scarcity. It transforms challenges into lessons. It turns setbacks into setups for something greater. A grateful heart attracts more to be grateful for. Like the greats, Oprah, who credits her gratitude practice for her unstoppable success, cultivate the habit of appreciation daily. Start each day by acknowledging what you have. Celebrate progress, not just results. Thank the people, the struggles, and the opportunities that shape your path. Gratitude is not weakness, it's power. It keeps you humble and hungry. It fills your tank when energy lows low. And it invites abundance to flow freely into your life. So carry gratitude as your constant companion. Let it fuel your millionaire mindset. Because wealth without gratitude is empty, but wealth with gratitude is unstoppable.